liked it a lot more than I think he thought.
Mm.
Because it was something I had done a long time ago. It's this little restaurant that was made over again.
I see.
That with friends of mine I had taken part in,
I see.
and and good people take part in. And I know that you, particularly with your thinking, would enjoy this very much.
Good. Okay.
And uh, everyone in there knew me because I had been there before,
I see.
some time ago.
But it has to be my treat.
What?
It
Oh
has to
yeah.
be my
Oh,
treat.
it won't be your treat. It would be everybody would. I mean, you, whoever goes with you will pay their way.
I see.
That's not. I like the idea of it because was doing something I hadn't done in like what 5 or 6 years probably.
I see.
The same people were involved, just regular people of the general area. That's people that I've worked in around here. And it was his idea, not for anything great or anything, but he invited me to go with this group. And as I said to you initially, 5 or 6 people that were there had seen me there like 10 years ago. Just regular people that just recognized me because I had been in that general area before I ever came here even. I don't want to get too dragging around here, but what I would say to you, I'm going to leave that go, but say to you, I'm probably going to say to you, this is not where you're treating me or anything. It's to go to this place.
I see.
It's just a doggone nice local people, and that's why I say a lot of them recognize me because 5 years ago it was the place that I went to and enjoyed.
Is that back when you were mayor?
Yes,
I see.
definitely.
Okay.
It was not political, but I will say this: a lot of the people that were there were local people
Yes.
that were there for some time ago, and were there this particular night when he invited me to go. Not not to treat me or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a nice idea, and I think he wanted his wife and his daughter were with us.
I see.
And the food was excellent. It was reasonable.
Right.
And I say this, quite a few of the people there tied me down to several years ago when I went there regularly.
I see. So not to change the subject, but to get back to what you were talking about before
Yes,
regarding the rosary,
yes.
would you like to pray the rosary, with Gerald and myself one night?
Oh, sure,
Okay.
certainly. That'd be great.
Okay.
But we can go there, eat out for the night or anything. I'm not looking for that for myself. I just I'm trying to get back to something I enjoyed
Well,
doing
you know what?
quite a few years ago.
You know what intrigues me is in the first glorious mystery when Mary, Jesus' mother, the Blessed Mother, our Heavenly Mother, Mary, they were at the wedding feast. And the hosts of the wedding, of the party, ran out of wine.
Right? Yeah, I know what you're going to say, but that's right.
So what fascinates me is that the mother of the bride and groom went to Mary, and she was very upset because she was embarrassed that they had run out of wine.
Right?
And that was a big problem back in that time. It was a very embarrassing situation.
Right.
And interestingly enough, Mary, the Blessed Mother, the mother of Jesus, tells the woman that she should go and speak to her son Jesus.
Right.
And what fascinates me about that is, up until then in the scriptures and whatnot, there is no indication that Jesus has divine abilities. There's no, not a lot of indication about Jesus' divinity. There may be some stuff, certainly at the presentation at the temple when the blind man Simeon, explains to Mary and Joseph that Jesus will be the rise and fall of many in Israel. Well, that gives them something to contemplate on, but it's not like a miracle, okay? And that's what I'm trying to say. No, now what was Mary thinking at the time? Did she happen to see miracles performed by Jesus, in their private days together, when they were together as mother and child?
Right.
Did she see him do certain things? Of course, the angel Gabriel came to her and said, hey, you're going to have a child. The Holy Spirit's going to come upon you, and you're going to have a child, and the child's going to be named Jesus.
Right.
So obviously Mary knew something was very special about Jesus.
Right.
But that wouldn't necessarily mean to the average person that, oh, well, your son can perform miracles.
Right.
And that, maybe your son can turn the water into wine. And I don't know, she maybe wasn't even thinking about that. Maybe she was thinking that Jesus had friends who would come and bring more wine to the party. I don't know exactly, what that was all about. But it makes me think, it makes me wonder, maybe, I guess, that in their private times together as mother and child,
Right.
Mary was able to see Jesus do, Mary had a prior view of Jesus' divinity before that wedding, because that's the first public miracle that Jesus performs.
Right.
So maybe in their private times together, Mary saw Jesus perform other miracles.
Right.
I don't know. You want to know where I'm going with this? I'm just saying that we should think about this and contemplate it. I'm not suggesting that Jesus did perform miracles before that miracle, and I'm not saying Jesus didn't perform miracles before that miracle. What I'm saying is what inspired Mary to say, speak to my son.
Right.
He'll help you. Just a thought.
No, I see that, and I respect that too. I really do. So what I told you brought you to date, and more or less with the thought, but with respect to Greg, how we got to this place to eat at the other night was kind of confusing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because he simply said, if you'd like to go with me, this is where I'm going to go. I can tell you this, for a fact. Only I, and I'm only saying this so I don't confuse the issue, only I is saying to you at this point that I enjoyed this night out, and and particularly because I didn't tell Greg what I'm telling you at all. He just invited me to go out. This is a week ago.
That was very nice.
And to this place that I had gone to before, and it had closed down, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And now has now restarted, and it was so nice and so forth. And of course he had his wife and his
Daughter.
his daughter also go with us. So I said to myself, this is so great because I really enjoyed going with him and his family, and he invited other people that work over there at the clubhouse. Not this place, but the business that he works in. So he has got several friends that he wanted to meet, and because he felt it was a good place to go to eat that night.
I see.
And as I say, no, I paid my way that night because I didn't know what he had in mind.
Right.
And and there were a few people who clapped me on the back, you know, and they said, Becker, where have you been? Where have you been? And I'm saying, but he didn't bring me there for that purpose either.
No.
It was just, I just said, gee, this is great. I haven't been here in a long time, and it's a real good little chef.
How's the food?
Excellent. The food was excellent. And the price was right too.
How's the ambiance?
The ambiance? Very nice because they're just people like you and me were going there,
I see.
had been there before,
Right.
and I realized that this is a surprise because I haven't seen this place, and it was all fixed up nice, not better or worse, but it was. I'm saying to myself, isn't this great? I wonder how long has it been going here? Because it was a nice place for me to go to, and so forth. And I'm coming to your idea of you coming over with me and him. I'm sure he'll be delighted, and he'll probably be. And
Well, I'll contact Greg directly,
yeah,
and I'll make the suggestion that the three of us should go to this nice place together.
right.
And that would be
And it's a real run-of-the-mill place. It's nice. It's done right. The food was exquisite, and it just happened there were people.
How
there.
was the service?
So it was just nice. It was his family, and I would say like there were 5 or 6 people there who I haven't seen in ages.
I see.
Who, I would say it looks to me like it's restarted.